Alright, so in part two, and this is, so welcome back, this is Neil from mypaintgirls.com. Please visit the websites. Alright, so I decided that I don't like this hand here. So I'm just going to kind of erase what I don't want to see. But I want something there I can kind of see, so I usually sketch with this kind of blue color. I'm going to zoom in here now so I can actually see what I'm drawing here. I kind of want it to be more like we can kind of see that wrist bone, and then the hands are going to kind of come out over here, and we'll be able to see like three of the knuckles. So he's going to have like one knuckle here, which will be the biggest, then a knuckle here, and that knuckle is going to be rolling back, only see like half of it. And that way I can see the blades like that, and then I'm going to kind of have this one probably coming out like that, and then that one out over there, and then the hands are going to kind of come like this. Notice the same kind of basic shape's going to be there. That's why I didn't want to erase too much, because I want to be able to kind of see the thumb and this finger. I'm going to be able to see part of that finger making the fist here, like so. And it's going to be coming up in here like that. So, and then the thumb, which goes, it's going to be kind of like that because it goes over there. So something like that anyway. Sometimes that angle of the hand is kind of weird and hard to draw. I'm thinking I want the wrist to be way up here more, and then have the hand come down like that. I think that's more how it would look anyway. Just gotta keep redoing some stuff until it looks right. Okay, so once you're kind of happy with what you got going on, then I want to think kind of about composition stuff, where I want them to fit on the thing. In this case, it's just a character pose, there's nothing special. It's not like telling a story or anything. Or I could make it kind of telling a story, have them all like beat up or something, but then the pose doesn't quite fit that, so. Right, so I also kind of I want to work out some of the details here, because when I go in and start doing the final drawing, I want most of the work to kind of be done for me in the sketch, where I want enough to where I can see, where I can ink basically. I can ink all this without really any more details, but some things I need a little more details, like hands. Hands are like objects all in themselves. They're like the whole entire body, like literally. Learning how to draw a hand, like drawing hands well, is basically like learning how to draw in the entire form. That is, I would equivalent the learning how to draw hands to learning how to draw the entire human body, or learning how to draw some other form like a dog or a cat. Once you kind of have a good idea of how form and stuff works, then drawing a dog or a cat's not that difficult. It's similar to drawing a human, but nonetheless, when you first begin to draw, it can be difficult. I don't know, I'm rambling, sorry. The point was that the hand has so many intricate parts that it really is kind of like drawing an entire form in of itself, like drawing a whole human body. So don't feel bad if it takes you a while to learn how to draw hands, because it does take a while to learn how to draw hands. Whenever I zoom in like that, I always tend to make my hands too large for where they're supposed to be, and so I want to kind of reduce that, because this hand I'm doing forced perspective, so that hand is going more into the background. I want to show that by making it smaller, and then the knuckles would kind of be with the blades. I just kind of want to draw general. Oh, what the hell? I want those two blades to come out and that one to be straight, something like that. Alright, so now he's looking pretty tough. He's looking pretty cool there. Now the only other thing now that I really need to work out before I go in and start adding his muscle details and costume and stuff. And sometimes you want to do two steps. Like sometimes you'll want to take one step and really do the anatomy and everything really nicely, and then add the costume on top of that. But you can do it all in one step too if you wanted to. So it's just up to you. you have to kind of make that decision for yourself and what works best for you. Okay, so now I'm just kind of erasing the stuff I don't kind of need to see, and I want to sort of draw, the where his eyes and stuff are going to be. I want to kind of have a general idea where I'm going to be going when I begin to add the final lines here. Kind of give him a lot of wrinkles here. Wolverine can look ugly, it doesn't matter. I'm going to have to do, I don't even know how his stuff, I don't even know how Wolverine looks that much. I know he has like sideburns and stuff, but I'm going to have to go and look at a reference photo really fast just to see like his costume and everything, what it all looks like. I mean, I kind of have a general idea, like I said, but I'm almost thinking maybe his bottom teeth should be showing. I think we're looking up at him, so actually we'd probably see his top teeth more, but let's see. It's probably not going to be big enough to really see all that stuff anyway. Kind of want to give him that kind of big jaw and have more of that side of the head, not that side, because you'd have this kind of thing like that. So ear over here somewhere. Right, so I think that looks pretty cool. Then you can also have that thing coming up there like that. Really bring that chest muscle out, bring that center line over there more. Okay, so there we go. I think that's good enough for me now to probably start inking, I think, or start doing the final line work. I don't know if I want to do it as an ink or because I want to end up coloring it, so I think I'll do it like I'll use my ink brush instead. Okay, so then we just turn down the opacity, make a layer on top of it, and I can add the costume and stuff like that. Heck, I can even do that for this other one too, if I wanted to, like do a quick Wolverine with that pose too. It is pretty neat. At this point, it's probably a good idea to save so you don't lose your information. Okay, so I went when it looked up some references of his costume. So then I got to decide: do I want him in his costume, or do I want him like some more cool like jeans and a T-shirt or something like that? Let's see here. I just had to move some stuff around so I can see Wolverine on my other screen, what he looks like and stuff. Yeah, so okay, everything's looking pretty cool. I think I'm gonna put him in his costume. So I'm gonna go with my inking brush, and my inking brush is here. So if you don't have my brushes yet, you can download them by getting one of my tutorials for like $10 or something, and my brushes come with that. So it looks like basically his outfit kind of goes like this. You can kind of see the wrinkles in detail here, and then he has this kind of nose that comes down like that, and then off of that he has his black mask here, and it comes off of this part too, kind of comes up at an angle, kind of comes like that. And then I know his eyes are right around here, and I kind of want him to have mean looking eyes, so I'm going to kind of make sure I put the eyes in there now. Actually, I don't like the way that one looks. So it almost looks like sort of like a bird, like that hawk guy, whatever his name is, Hawkman or something. I don't know. I don't know my comics all that well, superhero stuff. I just like drawing. Never really got into reading the superheroes all that much. Well, I've read some, like Batgirl and stuff is pretty cool. It looks like his black might even extend over there, and then the yellow part, which is his head, kind of extends back there like that. But I want to really add some detail right in there, like he's really pissed off. And then I can just go ahead and blacken this all, since it's going to be black anyway. I'm thinking some parts of this I can just pause it. I'm going to pause and color that in. Right, then what I can do is I can take white, I'm going to zoom in here. And let's see, I kind of really want to make sure the eyes show up here. Something like that. I can always go back in with black and white and exchange that. So right now going to be adding in his mouth here. He's going to be kind of pissed off like he usually is. He's the cliche pissed off dude. Want to add just a hint of his teeth there, I think, and then kind of bring his lip out down here. Big Wolverine usually has a really big chin like so, so I want to really bring that big chin in there. I want to look at it from the distance, make sure the head's not too big, which I think it is actually now that I think about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this whole head and I'm going to shrink it down, put it into place though. Another, again, benefit of Photoshop. Oops, I didn't want to make that. I want to make that sharp still. I'm trying to see also if I like the way the angle of the head thing is. I'm thinking maybe from this 3/4 view this might be even thinner, and then I might even be able to see some of the part where it connects over there, maybe because it goes all the way in the side of his head, so maybe more than that actually, something like that. Okay, then, also those little things you have to consider as you're drawing all this is the way the stuff, like the stripe, is going to come over this, like that. But then it's going to hit the collarbone and it's going to kind of change direction. So, little things like that you want to pay attention to when you're drawing the costume. Then you can kind of also need to kind of pay attention, since you're at this stage that you're inking, and this is sometimes why you might want to hold off and not ink at this stage, is because then you have to consider, line weight and stuff like that, and sometimes that could be a problem when you're trying to think about too much at once. So sometimes it's good to actually break it up into different parts, different stages where you don't do it all at once. And I'm just thinking if I want think about something for a second. I'm thinking if I want to. No, okay, never mind. Just thinking out loud, kind of. I wasn't really thinking. I wasn't really saying what I was thinking, but I was thinking, I assure you. So sometimes I kind of like to add some fake muscles in there that wouldn't really be there and really show up. Some line work, that is not like really realistic, but it's kind of cool. I think I might want to add a little bit more shading under that breast there. Oh, getting close to running out of the time again. But time really flies by quickly when you're trying to draw all this like as fast as you can and stuff. And I never liked his stupid shoulder, his blue shoulder things there, so I don't know if I'm even going to add that. I think I'm just going to keep it more like this. And then I'll add some cool gloves maybe. And I might even kind of bring his gloves off. And the thing is, he always has like these skin tight gloves, like superheroes tend to have, that aren't realistic, but hey, whatever. Because you can kind of see the where the muscles go on the gloves. So I'm gonna kind of be able to see that big muscle and then a little bit of that muscle maybe. Always don't forget this little muscle in between the tricep, when you can kind of see part of the tricep in the back like that, and the bicep. That little muscle goes between those two, especially with really buff people. Don't forget that muscle. It's an important muscle, and it's often forgotten. We're not even known about, for more beginner people that are getting more in the beginning of anatomy. Hopefully my anatomy is coming out okay. I'm not looking at anything for anatomy wise, so just kind of going by memory. Alright, so I think that concludes this part, and we'll go ahead and finish inking when we come back. I'm not sure if I'm so happy with his head. I think something doesn't look right to me. I think his head usually goes wider, so I'm going to bring out the blades in his head to become wider when we come back with the next part. But so far it's coming out pretty cool. It's looking kind of neato, and it'll be my own version of Wolverine. But alright, so come back for the next part and we'll finish this up.